information station, WTIM.
Good morning. You're listening to WTIM, your information station, and our morning show brought to you by People's Bank and Trust, where they put people first, and Landmark of Taylorville. I'm your host, Grayson Bauman. Joining me in this segment is Pauline Williams. Pauline is the Director of Mental Health and Substance Abuse with the Christian County Health Department, and Peyton Langen is a mental health case manager with the CCHD. Good morning to the both of you. I think I got you right.
Yes, good morning.
We got you right. That makes me happy because titles aren't my strong suit. I can remember names, but not titles.
Okay.
So Pauline and Peyton joining us here in studio, and we're highlighting the month of May in particular. It is Mental Health Awareness Month.
Yes.
It's also apparently Mediterranean Diet Month. Did not know that until just a moment ago. But it is Mental Health Awareness Month here in May. And we just kind of want to highlight the month itself and some of the services. And so, Peyton, if you'd like, just take me away from there.
Sure. So, hi, I'm Peyton Langen, a mental health case manager at the health department. We're just here to talk about or to remind you that May is Mental Health Awareness Month. This is the time to break the stigma, start conversations, and recognize that mental health is just important as our physical health. Whether you're managing stress, anxiety, trauma, or just trying to get through the day, you're not alone. Mental health challenges don't always look the same. No matter where you are in your journey, there is help, there's hope, and there are people that care. Let's take this month to check in on ourselves and each other. A small act of kindness, a supportive word of just asking how are you doing can make a big difference. If you're struggling, reach out. Support is available and healing is possible. Let's keep talking, keep listening, and keep showing up for one another.
So I love the message, and two things stand out to me from it. One being stigma that you mentioned there around mental health, and the other just kind of the small things, a simple hello, a simple greeting to one another. Let's talk stigma first.
Sure.
What do you see, and you guys are much better fit and equipped to tell me about this, what do you see as mental health awareness, a stigma surrounding that, and the stigma surrounding mental health as a whole? What can you tell me about it?
Well, I think if it's okay, I'll
Yes,
take that
take the
one.
lead.
It's always been there. When I did my clinical internship, I did it at Irwin Army Community Hospital, and we also see that a lot with our first responders. It's like we just don't talk about it. You put your big girl panties on, and you are going to keep on moving, keep on going, and that's been, mental health has not been a thing before. It's just not something that was talked about, and people have an opinion. And
another question then for the two of you would be, do we see the stigma kind of lifting? Do we see the acceptance of mental health growing? Do we see the awareness growing? How do we feel about it?
I feel like in this community, yes, everyone is really on board with it.
Yes.
Like we work within the schools, we have young clients, we have older clients. We did a mental health awareness night, and it was, people loved it. So I think it's more of people need to learn more about mental health to understand, to break that stigma. And I think a lot of people definitely are trying, at least.
I do feel like it's come a long way since even I'd say like 2016.
Yes.
You consider that 9 years, and the difference between I'd never heard about mental health, and then all of a sudden it's like mental health in 2025. That's just as important. The other thing you mentioned was small things, and like a greeting and a simple hello. Other small things or anything like that that you'd like to highlight that make a world of difference that you might not realize in the moment, but just some of those small things that don't cost us anything that we can do to kind of improve our mental health and others.
Yeah, I think like for me, even just asking, like coming in the morning and my coworkers having a smile on their face, like, oh, how are you doing? Sometimes that's all somebody needs. You never know. They may not have interaction with others, in the morning or throughout the day. And just you being like, hey, how are you? A good smile, or paying for somebody's coffee, just little things that
paying it forward.
Exactly.
So obviously the focus on mental health this month raises just a little bit with it being Mental Health Awareness Month. But you guys are regularly offering services daily, weekly, monthly. Yes. Tell me a little bit about CCHD services when it comes to mental health.
Well, like Peyton said before, we are currently working with local schools. the mental health cases that kind of go beyond the scope of the school counselors. So we can make sure that we do wraparound services, get people involved, set up crisis plans and treatment plans from there. Like we said before, we are currently working with Morrisonville, which has been a blast
Right,
for
yes.
sure. Seeing the little ones over there, we're doing it with a great school. We have talked with the Taylorville High School and the junior high, so that is hopefully going to pick up next school year, because it is the end of the school year that we're looking at right now. We have reached out to several others like Pena and Edinburgh, but we haven't heard anything back as of yet from them. But the services are available to everybody. The other one that we're really excited about, and we kind of addressed that last time too, is our collaboration with Taylorville PD and going on trips with them as well. Well, we like to call them trips, but really what we're doing is if somebody goes in a mental health crisis, then we kind of tag along with the police department, and we're still working on it. it's still illegal to make sure that everybody is covered and, HIPAA and everything else like that. But we're definitely excited about getting that started.
I know it's in its infancy kind of right now. We're just, we're learning to walk a little bit right now with it. But that relationship, I think, is going to benefit the community and also
Absolutely.
give you a chance to figure out how to even utilize your people and how we can get these people out there. Even with it just starting, is there anything you can tell me about that relationship that is being built right now since the last time we talked? Anything in terms of like a ride along or the trips that you mentioned, or anything in between that we might have missed from last month now to this month with the relationship as it continues to grow?
We work very closely with Safe Passage as well. So, we do referral based with them, client, wraparound services. So just that kind of relationship has been great. And that kind of, is what we're wanting. We've not been able to do a ride along yet, but that is in the works. So yeah.
I know the services are available to everybody, but it seems like a focus is kind of on schools right now. Do you feel like, and I shouldn't say the focus, but a big part of it is working with the schools. Do you feel getting to the kids early, getting to the kids and saying, hey, mental health is real, your awareness surrounding it is real? Do you feel like by getting to them that much earlier, we are going to continue to improve year after year because of the work that is being done in the schools?
Absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah. Because, if we teach them while they're young, like when it comes down to, this comes down to developmental psychology, like we are all conditioned to act and behave certain ways. And we do that at home. We do that at the schools. So if we teach them young to learn to express their emotions, feel their emotions, like what are emotions? Like, it's, what was that movie? Like Inside Out. That, there's a reason why it was so popular and so exciting, even for the little ones. But we don't always overlook it because we're constantly on the move. We're constantly going 24/7. We have our responsibilities. We have our jobs. We have, we have our home lives. We have bills to pay. And then somewhere along there, we also have family, friends, social lives. And it's a lot. It's definitely a lot. So actually taking the time for yourself. And, we were talking with you earlier, like you were like, oh, I'm going on a trip. And we were like, hey, where's our invite? Did it get lost in the mail kind of thing? But those things are important, to take a moment and breathe and realize, okay, where am I at? Like if you in the morning, for example, like kind of have a mindfulness moment. Like, okay, what do I have on my schedule? Break it down in small spaces. Grab that cup of coffee and have a moment to breathe before your kids wake up, before your other half is waking up and has a gazillion questions. Like, take that moment for yourself. Self-care is a thing, and we don't do that enough in this society. Like last time I said I was born and raised in the Netherlands. Like, things shut down on Sunday. That is one of the things that I definitely still am not used to, even though I've been here since 2006. everything keeps going 24/7. So self-care, self-care, self-care. Check in with yourself. What am I feeling? What am I thinking?
That's what I like to use my Sundays for, is a little bit of self-care. My trip to the grocery store is not my favorite. But everything else is pretty good when it comes to that. And I've got a few other questions for you guys.
Sure.
But let's take our first break here on the WTIM Morning Show. I am joined by Peyton Langen. Peyton is the mental health case manager with the CCHD, and Pauline Williams, director of mental health and substance abuse with the Christian County Health Department. We'll come back around. We'll talk more with them about May and mental health awareness. You're listening to WTIM, your information station.
WTIM.
The Taylorville Food Pantry needs our help. I'm Bill Asali, president of the Taylorville Kiwanis Club, asking you to donate non-perishable food at the Kiwanis Club's weekly drive-through donation day this Saturday from 9 till noon at the Miller Media Group studios. Kiwanis members will be on hand, rain or shine, taking non-perishable food and monetary donations, with everything donated to the Taylorville Food Pantry. That's this Saturday from 9 till noon, benefiting our local food pantry at the Miller Media Group studios, 918 East Park in Taylorville.
Millions of young Americans are graduating from high school and college. Their education has prepared them for a job, a career, or maybe advanced education. Whatever their future holds, we want to congratulate the members of the class of 2025, our new graduates. Education is for a lifetime, and each milestone matters. We salute the class of 2025.
This Good Luck Grad message is brought to you by TCCU, with locations in Taylorville, Hillsborough, Litchfield, and Pana. Member NCUA.
A few generations ago, many young men and women ended their formal education in the 8th grade. But today's young people have a chance to learn a lot more than their great-grandparents did, and today they begin their adult lives with far more information under their belts. This month, we salute our graduating seniors, the members of the class of 2025, and wish them the best of future success.
This Good Luck Grads message is brought to you by the Village of Moweaqua, a great place to live, 122 North Main Street.
Graduation. Its significance is much greater than the diploma or degree you receive. It's also everything it took to earn it. Early mornings and late nights of study, persistence under pressure, and determination to do the work required. That same determination will now carry you through your career and beyond. Never stop learning. Today we salute you, members of the class of 2025.
Brought to you by Secret Lee's Insurance Services. To find out more about West Bend Insurance and the Silver Lining, contact Mike Lees in Pana at 217-562-5021.
I'm Police Chief Andrew Pistorius with the Sullivan Police Department, here to talk about a topic no one wants to discuss, depression that many times leads to suicide. When a person is going through such feelings, many times family and friends don't know how to help. But there is help. If you feel depressed or lonely, there are many resources to help you. Call a trusted relative, friend, or minister, or call the Suicide Prevention Lifeline toll-free at 800-273-TALK. That's 800-273-TALK. All of us are here to help.
CTI is the only internet company that offers a price lock for life on gig-by-gig residential fiber internet at $69.95 per month. You can't control most costs, but you can control the price of your internet. Sign up by clicking their icon at TaylorvilleDailyNews.com.
Cousin Bill here from Illinois Paving. Hey, Christian County and surrounding area. Let us do your paving job, whether large or small, this year. Find out how we can do your paving project by clicking on the icon at TaylorvilleDailyNews.com.
WTIM.
You're listening to WTIM, your information station, and our morning show brought to you by People's Bank and Trust, where they put people first, and Landmark of Taylorville. I'm your host, Grayson Bauman. Joining me in this segment is Pauline Williams. Pauline is the Director of Mental Health and Substance Abuse with the Christian County Health Department. And I have Peyton Langen joining us as well, Mental Health Case Manager with the CCHD. We're talking the month of May and mental health awareness, and school is out for the summer. That's where I want to take us to first, if you guys don't mind. School is nearly out for the summer, I should say. And with the focus on coming to the schools, being an active part of that as well, now that middle ground, that medium's not quite there. Where do families go, and what can they be a part of with the CCHD over the summer to keep up with their mental health?
Sure. So, we offer therapy services, case management services. So in our idea was if, the families are not able to bring the children to the health department, we can always meet them somewhere,
Yes.
public place. We can do therapy with them there. There's a lot of things we can do, but we definitely don't want these services to stop for the summer. So just kind of getting in touch with the parents. Are you able to bring them in? If not, this is what we can do just to continue our therapy services with them.
So even meeting them in public is something that we'll do, whether that's at the park or whatever the case might be. We'll actually go out to you and meet with you. Tell me a little bit about the therapy services and the case management services. I have you guys in, and sometimes we don't, hit on these things. So, so if you would just kind of fill me in on that gap a little bit.
Sure. Well, and it all kind of comes together. Like during our break, we're speaking about, the substance use and how that correlates with mental health. And that is also like, if you think about it, it's a circle.
Yep.
Like, I can honestly say, like, I would not be able to do my job. Like, I am the therapist right there. So I am a licensed clinical social worker. So I will provide the clinical therapy services. We're working on getting Peyton there too, which is kind of exciting. But it's the little things like, okay, are my bills paid? Like, what can I do? Do I have housing? Like the foundation. This comes down to, in fancy words, the needs of Maslow. We got to hit those bottom ones, the foundation, like food, shelter, like those needs of hierarchy of needs of Maslow is what I'm talking about. Like those need to be able to, we have to have that foundation because those affect our mental health. So if we know, like, okay, we have food, we have shelter, we have clothes, we have all of those basic needs, then we can start looking at, okay, how can we calm down the mind? Like, what are some of those instant coping skills? Like what tangible things can we do? Are there breathing techniques, coping techniques, stuff like that? But it all works together. So, a lot of times when people come in for services, we are open 8 to 4, Monday through Friday. So a lot of times you will be working with both of us because they do correlate together.
Yep.
And that's what I mean. Like, I would not know how to do my job without this lady for sure. Like, she's a rock star.
Same to her. The wraparound. So, she'll see him for therapy. I can see you to help with, the housing, transportation, any kind of social services that you're going to need, that just help you in your recovery per se, to get you over that hump into the right mind space. And that's where she comes in to get you in that right mind space. So.
It's kind of like that work we mentioned with Safe Passage.
Yes.
And working with other community organizations, working with other elements of the community to get you to where you need to be.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You touched on those basic needs. Yes. And this is a loaded question with just a short amount of time for you to be able to answer. My thought behind this is, with all of our basic needs having been met, and you have no struggle of your food generally, you have no struggle of where my next meal is going to come from, and these basic things, it lends to, I have more time to worry about these bigger, where am I headed with my life? Where am I going with these things? Do we agree with that sentiment in any way, shape, or form? And do we see if somebody has all their basic needs met, that they might kind of tend to focus on those things like, where am I headed?
Absolutely. Absolutely. It all circles together. It really is. And that's why, even in this conversation, when you were asking earlier, you were like, okay, well, is there more awareness? Yes. Like the community really is coming together, like, like the Taylorville PD and Safe Passage. And, all those services are available to everyone. It's not just Taylorville. It's anybody in Christian County. That includes Pana, that includes Assumption, that includes, Morrisonville, Kincaid, Edinburgh, everybody. These services are available to everybody. We just want to address that just because we're talking with Taylorville, Taylorville PD. It's a pilot program, and we're wanting to see, like, where are we going from here? But it all comes together. and the community seems to be coming together, and that's really awesome.
So we need our own mental health awareness. We need the community's mental health
Yes.
awareness. We need mental health awareness on all levels.
Yes.
Find out more at cchdil.org
Yep.
and go stop by even at the office as well and see Peyton and Pauline. Joining us in studio, Peyton Langen, Mental Health Case Manager, and Pauline Williams, Director of Mental Health and Substance Abuse with the Christian County Health Department, here on your information station, WTIM.
WTIM.
Outside in the coming days. The National Weather Service says sweltering heat is on the way. The Environmental Protection